Hello, everybody. My name is Jarrett. Welcome to my channel. First, I want to say I appreciate the support, even though I haven't exactly made a video for real until now. To already be at 1,000 subscribers and a little over 250,000 of video views. It's awesome, and yeah, I've been wanting to get back into this kind of field, so hopefully I can take this opportunity to gain an audience and create some cool content for everybody. But yeah, again, thanks for the 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully here's to more. Now, today's video, I wanted to go over what the experience was like going to these, what they call now premium live events, or what they used to be known as pay-per-views with WWE. When I was young, that was like one of my dreams was to go to one of these events, so it was definitely really cool to finally go to one. Cool to go. The money part, it was pretty expensive, not gonna lie, but it was a cool experience. But that would be something that we will go over as far as the finance of of all of it. Definitely think they could do a little better there. But anyway, it was great. The first one I went to was over the summer at Summerslam in Cleveland. Funny enough, I'm actually a huge Browns fan, so the first time I was ever at the Browns Stadium was for a WWE event, not even a football game, though I have seen them live in stadiums near where I live. Never there though. But SummerSlam was I think the closest thing that that you can get to what WrestleMania would probably be like. It has that big arena, or big stadium rather, feel to it. Tons of people, tens of thousands of people. It was like almost 60,000 people there. It was nuts. I think it was like the largest domestic SummerSlam audience size. And you know, the way it starts out during the day and then goes in the night's really cool. It kind of gives that big event feel, I think, with the open air. Weather was great. There was no rain, nothing like that. It was overall like a really, really cool experience going to SummerSlam. Now, I don't really want to end each section on like a sour note, so I'm going to start with the bad as far as SummerSlam was concerned. Some of these were maybe a little petty, but I figured I kind of would express what I didn't like. So the first thing was the stage size. I guess that's just one thing that's going to be pure to WrestleMania, is just that insane stage that they make. I can't imagine how expensive it is, and it's not really, I don't assume, repurposed in any way because it's specifically designed for that show. Not having some sort of cool elaborate stage was kind of a bummer, I would say. I think that would have been really cool to see. But other than that, the show was like a home run, in my opinion. I mean, I've watched a lot of these on TV like many of you guys, and I think SummerSlam was one of the better pay-per-views or PLEs as of late in the last few years. It just, I think one thing that helped is it had very big moments, and there was lots of title changes too. So there's 3 title changes, and then there was 3 pivotal story moments. So it felt really rewarding, even though the other negative was the seat costs. I mean, I spent a lot for 2 seats, and as you can see from the videos, I had great seats. I had a great time. I don't regret it. But it is quite expensive. The fees kind of get kind of nuts. I think, hopefully, I don't know what the logistics are like. It'd be really cool if WWE, they're getting so big, being TKO, owning UFC and WWE now. It'd be cool if they could venture into just direct sales of tickets. Just kind of, they get more profit, then all those fees aren't piled on top, you know. That would be really cool. For all I know, this could be an impossible feat, but I would assume not. But anyway, yeah, the cost, I think that could be better. But there was plenty of good. Like I was saying, there was, you know, three title changes and 3 pivotal story moments, and that made it feel like a really huge event. A lot of payoff. Sometimes you go into these shows and you know nothing consequential is going to happen, or building up to these matches, you're like, okay, well, the story isn't as good as I may want it to be, and I kind of, there's no room for surprise. There's no, you already kind of know what's going to happen. Of course, that's happened to me, and I've been wrong. like anybody, but you just have a good feeling like, okay, it's like a 99% chance that like this person's going to win, they're going to keep their title, whatever. But the fact that there was change, there was movement in the story, that was really cool. It made it all seem very worth it, very memorable, I guess would be a good word. You just say, oh, I was at the show where, Raw Reign showed up at the end, or I was at the show where Dominic turned on Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day fell apart. Like, that was a huge show for the Judgment Day. Like, the whole faction literally fractured or created like an offspring, same name but not really the same. It's, as you know, not to go too deep into that, but it's consequential. So I think that was the best part of it. Just that big event feel like I was talking about earlier, with how it started in the day, going to night, big story hits. It was a great experience. It had to be, kind of gave me a slight taste of what WrestleMania could be like, minus the stage, minus that stage presence. But they have been trying to stick more people into these shows. And that kind of transitioned me into Bad Blood. Bad Blood, I just brought myself and not somebody else, so it was a little cheaper and it wasn't, as big of an event. But Bad Blood, this show had a lot of good, maybe a little bit more bad than, it was nowhere near as good of a show as SummerSlam, I'll just put it bluntly. And it really wasn't supposed to be anywhere good of a show as SummerSlam was. Obviously, it was a smaller overall event. You're talking about an arena event versus a stadium event. It's different. Now, Bad Blood was cool as far as like it was a pay-per-view or PLE that they brought back after a couple of decades. The Hell in the Cell match was awesome. I mean, now between the entrances and everything, the match itself, it took about pretty much an hour. That was the best match of the night by far. And then you kind of knew that maybe something big was happening at the end. Unfortunately, I was in line to get food before I went into the venue, and I had no clue that the Rock was at like a football game in Georgia recently, that weekend. So when someone said that, I was like, kind of at that point I was like, all right, he's probably gonna show up. So, but it was still cool nonetheless. But I kind of was almost 100% certain at that point. I knew he was gonna pop up. I was trying to stay away from that stuff, but it is what it is. It was still really cool to say, like, you got your money's worth in the fact that the first match was awesome. There was a couple cool story beats. I really wish Tiffany would have cashed in. I think that would have been really cool. But it kind of circles back to what I was saying, as far as the kind of the bad about Bad Blood. With SummerSlam, there was like 3 big things that happened. I think the Tiffany cash in not happening, I think that could have been like the 3rd big thing. Maybe they don't want as many big things happening at an event of that size, but I mean, being the largest arena show they've ever had, but overall, I mean, I can't say anything too negative about it. There's always going to be something that could be better. Nothing's going to be 100% perfect, but yeah, I mean, it was a great event. The last match, really, like, you kind of knew, like I said, like something was probably big going to happen with that Hell in a Cell being first. At the end, The Rock showing up. I mean, you get to say you were in an event where The Rock showed up, so you kind of get your money's worth in that sense. That and a couple good matches there. Overall, pretty pleased with everything. That one was a lot cheaper. I kind of made a day out of it. Went to Georgia or Atlanta a few hours early. Went to the aquarium and some other things. So yeah, I mean, it was totally worth it. Going to that experience, it was worth the money. It was a lot of fun. Definitely would do it again. I would have been able to go to SmackDown that following Friday, but I was out of town. So it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah, no, I appreciate you guys watching today. I'm going to try to make more content like this, but please like the video, subscribe, watch out for more content. This is something I do really want to do, so I'm going to see how it works. Appreciate you going through the growing pains with me. These videos will get better as time goes on, and I look forward to the next video, the next discussion. But go ahead and comment anything you may, any kind of input, any kind of feedback. And yeah, you guys have a great night.